follow the little gnome with the dragon wings.
A storm singer, yeah. Gotta get... Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, I do these as a regular thing, usually.
Then you didn't know where to do that? You didn't know this is Sharn 3?
No, I didn't. I knew it as the docks.
Yeah, in the quest line, they're one level higher, and they take place story-wise after what happens in Sharn 2. That's why I call them Sharn 3. Which is a play off the movie Finding Dory, which was the sequel to Finding Nemo.
Well, heading for doors. I probably took
I
a couple
ruined that
extra.
movie for my aunt because I told her Nemo is an anagram of omen. In fact, it's omen spelled backwards. Well, if we are going to do as many of these as we can on R4, I guess we get moving.
The Deputy Harbor Master's secretary
Well, I already
had a
threw mine.
package for Doris. With any luck, that secretary would be the
How
last
did you
person
get your
to have
buff to
seen her.
last over an
A
hour?
good place to start your search. A Warforged
Yeah, but
voice
that wouldn't bring
nearby
it up to
calls
an hour
out.
and 20 minutes.
Have you seen this Warforged?
Which buff?
Have you?
His divine energy resistance lasts for an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 21 minutes. And I'm like,
A member of the Sharn Watch gives you a weary nod. The area beyond this barricade is not safe, citizen. You've been warned.
I tried to send them to Scrunchy Land, they didn't want to go.
No Reapers yet. Wow, this is...
There's always an element of RNG to Reapers.
I was doing half of Ravenloft on R3s now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is it you said, Planky? Is like once you get to a certain number of Reaper points, there's really no difference between R1 and R4. Except for the amount of Reaper XP you get.
I think that's I mean, it may seem that way, but that's
I'm gonna take this
definitely
because
not the case.
You do it.
I'm low on spell power. It's one thing I have a challenge with.
It might be illuminating to follow the strange Warforged to find out more about their curious predicament. An unsavory character shouts and points at a nearby building. Hit the store! This strange Warforged was instructed to deliver an illegal vaunt device to an old factory.
The
down
only
in the
thing I
Columns.
would disagree
Perhaps
a little
there's
bit
more to
is
this
when you
mystery in the
roll that
darkness beneath the city.
0 or
Package that
1
was
or
being
whatever
held for
and end up with
Doris
4 or
contained
5
a broken
Reapers at
vaunt
once.
device. Was it already smashed, or did you help? No, you idiots!
But that could
Don't
happen
set her
probably on
fire.
R1 too, but they'd all be
First
fears.
pillage, then burn. The instigator sounds quite annoyed. I'm surrounded by imbeciles. You pause before you pass through the gate. Perhaps it would be wise to make sure you didn't miss any other clues at the docks. Why would one keep an illegal vault
guys go through
device
the
despite the
elevator?
mandatory recall?
Yeah, we went through the elevator.
There must be more to this story. Of the clues you've gathered, the one about the old factory down in the cogs
It's nice
is the
not to be
most
dipped in
promising.
acid every time you
The
log
missing
in.
Warforged was acting strangely and was intent on going back there. Perhaps
No,
that's
it's
where
just,
you should look next.
There's just sewage.
With the leads you have, it's time for you to continue your investigation down below in the cogs. Ah, this is our turf meat. Turn around and run back up to the sunny side, lest you wanna pound it.
I don't know where the
The
jump
contemptuous
method is.
goblin appears to speak for the entire group. Too late! Pound 'em! The goblin and his flunkies close in on you. Something tells you this factory hasn't been used in a while. It's just a hunch.
I'm a gnome in full plate. Can I get a jump spell?
No, I got a potion.
Well, I got my goggles, but they only do jump plus 10. Yeah, it was good enough.
I mean, I can primal screen, but that's only like, +2 jump at most.
Doggone it. Well, I gotta get my binoculars on to see my potions. There it is. He'd put that on my buff bar.
There, I gave you jump for my goggles.
Got it.
I'm following the blue arrows right now. Yep, around this rock.
There was a collectible in there. Had to go get it.
Okay, we found Kazi.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a really annoying pug earlier where they're running storm horns and they're using a bunch of exploits. And even offered to show me how to do one of them. I'm like, no, I don't need to know that.
I don't want to know that.
What are you calling it?
Well, I've been running on the philosophy with my alt that I'm gonna just take whatever the pugs throw at me and hope I live through it, but when they're doing stuff like that, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Here, let me
I've been,
sing
like,
you
doing
guys
the
a song while
jetpack
we're sitting there.
Manufacture of new Warforged has been prohibited since the
And that's
last
technically
war.
speaking not an
So it's
exploit.
strange to find so many Warforged stored in one place in an inert state.
Well, when we started going, you guys went through that elevator. It says maybe you should look for some more clues before you go there.
Oh, you
That's
think
why
we missed one in
that's
the
why I
elevator?
hung back. Yeah, there was a note on the wall or something, I think.
Well, I think somewhere in those rooms you find like a letter with around where there's a bunch of Warforged. So I think we're on count because I think like one of the clues leads to the fight pit, and the other is you have to fight a bunch of thugs after the fight pit. So I think we're still on track as far as the clues go. Lead on, Mech Blanky. Well, it's your stream, you roll. Not as tough as it is to be nice to Mr. Rossi. And that's no disrespect to Mr. Rossi. Planky just has a hard time saying nice things to him. Because they're brothers.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I was talking to the internet there. I was talking to the internet there, man.
Okay.
That's good to hear. You always have more fun when both your brothers are here. Oh,
An announcer howls.
well, you did want to see how many of these you could get through.
Welcome
to the money pit,
That's true.
where vicious fighters bleed for
Yeah,
your
that's
amusement and
what's that
profit.
so.
Make your bets now for the evening's final bout. You might ask yourself, how is it possible to get everyone in the cogs angry at you? It's a rhetorical question, because you just did.
And I say, welcome to the barbecue. Oh, free chest for that. You still haven't said something nice about Kazi.
You gotta talk to this troll.
You're not going to compliment him about the fact he's the man who keeps his ear to the ground and gives us all the changes and word up on that?
According to the fight announcer, the Warforged fighter came to the pit with his trainer, Herg Earwool, a bugbear who lives nearby in a hovel upstairs. Perhaps it would be a good time to ask him some questions.
Yeah, I mean, SSG's made it a lot easier since they put an official Discord channel together, because you can just, you know, right-click a Discord channel and be like, hey, forward this to another server. I don't have to do it manually anymore. But yeah, even that, just, you know, I do actually, you know, I do go through all the details of, you know, what's in those
The letter you
updates.
found alludes to a
Try
reckless
and
bugbear
make
being
sense of them.
involved in stacking boxes of inert Warforged.
Oh yeah, speaking of updates, I had a conversation with someone trying out the new monk archetype. Apparently the
As you
healing on
approach the
that thing
door,
is really
you can just
good.
make out the sound
Like when
of
someone hit me
muffled
with it, I know I had a
conversation on the
good
other
amount
side.
of heal amp, but
Perhaps
they used
finding
the
a better
mass heal
spot
you know
for
you get from the monk.
eavesdropping
It
will
was almost like
reveal
thought I
more
hit
than
me with a heal
simply
spell.
barging in. V has
It was
ordered
that
the
many
records
hit
of this
points.
facility to be burned, and in a terrible hurry. Thankfully, they left enough for you to dig through.
Got a heartbeat going on.
Yeah, that's the alert.
Methinks Ploth is woken up the dragon down there. We talk about getting it going, I've already been throwing spells at him the whole time.
So you can do that and actually not get killed by the crowds.
Okay, these guys were willing to go to Scrunchy Land.
On the other hand, this red name's just standing here doing nothing, so...
And he does.
I think
all good.
I think Mike kind of fascinated him or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see a stoic Warforged matching the description of Doris, standing among the bugbear's personal effects. She's as still as a statue. A deep voice rumbles as its imposing owner reveals himself. Isn't it obvious? She
I
speaks
might get
like
my
one
78
newborn.
Reaper point today.
Someone stole her soul.
Or 77, sorry. Because I'm 6.2k away.
The others are pretty good.
Finishing out.
Yep. All the others except for the last one
This
are
letter
in
mentions
that
that
little
something
doorway
called a
off in that
soul
little
splitter
cul-de-sac
can
thing.
be used to reduce one's mental capacity, and the subjects of
Yeah,
these
there's an elevator in
experiments
the
have
little
all
bit
been
where we
veterans of the
picked up all
last
the
war.
quests.
Wait a minute, you said you already run these, you just didn't know we call them Sharn 3.
Yeah.
So you know these, you don't need guidance to how to get there or how to do it. My apologies.
For the most part, no.
Oh yeah, both we're doing Blitz right now, so that's why we're doing it on R4.
Doing songs if you want them.
Yeah, I'm not too proud. Play me the rooster, man. Play me the rooster.
The Underlane neighborhood should be in this area. With luck, you can find the rally before anyone gets
I think
hurt.
that's everybody.
I got mine. That's all I need to know.
Follow the hands.
The locals eye you curiously as you round the corner into the streets of Underlane.
Well, I'm throwing a big spell and letting Kazi and Mike do the cleanup on it. Fear Reaper is a different case just because I hate him. I got Dwarf Hunter.
Several of the patrons in this makeshift tavern glare at you with suspicious looks. Sunlight pours through a crystal set into the base of a hanging tower, providing much-needed light to a small garden set into the street below.
This isn't a Denny's.
A group of ruffians is shaking down one of the local merchants. Their leader turns
Oh
in
yeah,
their
they do
direction
still
and
have that on
says,
there, don't they?
"What are you looking at?" Another group of surly ruffians seems intent on blocking
Well,
your
I suppose
path.
on the East Coast they do things differently. Out here on the West, you can tell a town's reached a certain minimum population if they have a Denny's there. Like small towns don't have them, but like any city with like more than 10,000 people has a Denny's.
We're gonna take
You
a-
arrive at the rally to find the
There's
courtyard
no
in
Denny's where I'm at
shambles.
now. I moved away from the Denny's.
One
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I guess they do
attackers
that in the
yells,
South.
"We've
Though
been
I thought
spotted!
the South
Don't
does
let
more
them out
like
of here
Waffle House.
alive!"
Oh,
Another
the Waffle
group
House
of
is there
attackers
too.
pours into the
But Waffle
courtyard.
House is usually out by the interstate. Denny's is like in like the actual like residential vicinity.
More reinforcements arrive, intent
Our
on
Denny's is
capturing
right off
the warforged.
the interstate. It's like where the freeway comes into town.
Reaper.
Yeah, that's
For
usually
an
where Waffle
instant,
Houses
you
are
think you've dealt with all of
down
them.
in Florida.
Then,
Yeah, we don't
an
have Waffle
imposing
House out
orc
here in
enters the
California.
courtyard. He grunts.
Missing
Well, it's
out.
not in my part of
You don't
California. I'm sure in
know
like
who you're
LA and
dealing
the big
with.
metropoli.
You'll
they
pay
have
for
them, but-
interfering with us.
The orc crumples.
Oh yeah, I got a
Think
thing.
you've won.
How many Reaper points you at now, man? 74?
This is
73.
just one job. You can't stop all of them. There are powerful people behind this. They'll never.
But he never finishes the sentence.
Underlane assignment, R4. Entering. Loading screen, loading screen, loading screen, loading screen.
As always.
This is the one where you gotta find the crest with the source sleds.
And,
Otherwise, it wouldn't be any longer than the last one.
and you always know when you're close because you get a bunch of ogres and
Gargoyles.
gargoyles coming after you when you do that. Okay, let's.
You've reached the residential complex the Inquisitive told you about. Now to find the people responsible for the kidnappings. The splintered remains of the door suggest that you may not be the only one looking for this kidnapper. The torn page you found points you to your next destination, the gate in the central tower of Underlane. Things seem strangely quiet as you enter the Underlane neighborhood. Some of the locals look up as you approach, then start heading your way.
Yeah, I think that may have been Spectrum, Planky, because you went metallic on Discord too. No, I heard you go metallic, and I heard you say except for the last one. And the last one's mostly because of the crashes.
Another
but
group
there's
of
the hallway
ruffians
that,
singles you out and heads your way.
Yeah, I mean,
This
more
area
skulls,
seems
but,
to
you
be
know,
a
that
part of the
also,
city's massive water
more
purification
skulls,
system.
more time in the one.
Frightened faces disappear from
Which,
nearby windows as another band of ruffians calls you out. Someone's
a
intent
little
on stopping you.
counterproductive. Yeah, there's still like 3 more after this one, I think, right?
Yeah, but one of them, if you got the right social skills, is pretty quick. The members only one. It's pretty quick. If someone remembers the combinations for the wheels, that one goes pretty quick too.
You enter the central tower of Underlane, only to find your path blocked by even more ruffians. Thugs in ragged clothes and battered armor guard the central tower gate. A thug cries, "Don't let them get to the old South Fort!" But too late, for all of his comrades are dead.
We need to go to the far end of the fountain, I think, to get the Yaller. I'll go check.
Yeah, it's right by. Yeah, green's right.
Aksaminova.
Yeah, there's one that's right by the gate and one that's right as you come in. That's on the wall behind you.
Still more thugs block the passage out of the central tower area. They do love their bottlenecks. This group looks far more determined to stop you. You must be getting close. You approach the entrance to a fortified tower. Could this be the old South Fort the thugs were referring to?
Not I, said the fly.
Not I. God, you guys are fast.
I see one.
Yeah, my gnome felt after the purple dragonite, everything feels like it moves fast.
Okay.
Even the Warforged paladin feels like he moves faster.
Okay, the Crest of the Kukri, that's the one that we found, you saw earlier, right? That we needed the, does it look like it was up in the air? All I know is I saw the name tag through a wall, so. Maybe I don't know all the... Okay.
I found Quest of the Sickle while spamming Q over on the far end. Did you already know where Sickle is? Yeah, it's up on top of that house over there. Like on top of the little steeple thing. Okay,
well,
Ploth got it.
Then that should be all 3.
Isn't it 4?
4.
Is there 4? Oh well. Good to know.
The door is sealed by 4 magical sockets, recently installed by the looks of them. Perhaps you can find their crests back in the Underlane neighborhood.
Ploth has Sickle, I don't know if anyone has Hammer.
Yeah, just spam your Q button up here. There's a switch over here, lever over here. It opens the door on one of the other paths. Yeah. But I don't think it gets you anything except a little chest or something.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink so I don't sound like a frog.
Gotta open the map up. Find you guys. You're way over there.
Found it. Yeah. Didn't even need the slide, it was just like back at the start. can't really ping the map, but after that little that small little hallway, just like you just go straight into a back corner. It was just there on the floor. Yeah, there were a few things there.
As the fort door opens, you can hear frightened whispers ahead. You open the prison gate. Several
Observation, I
warforged
like bubbly
fence
better
as
than
they bolt
LaCroix.
for the door,
CO2 bitter,
Yet others
CO2
just
aftertaste isn't
stand
as
there.
prevalent.
motionless.
So, you're the ones disrupting my operations. You don't look so tough.
The half-orc collapses from his injuries with a wordless moan. You open the gate, but the warforged trapped inside don't seem to notice.
There's my Reaper point.
Let's see. See if I got anything nice I can give away.
Here you go, Planky, Robes of the Dread Keeper. An offering to my guild leader.
Oh, there you go. You got the robes and you got the robes and the light armor for the same set. Congratulations. Meanwhile, I have 3 Dr. LaRose Curious implants. All of them are Mythic 1. I mean, it's the same thing, and it equips to your neck, so it doesn't even matter if it's exclusive or not. You can only wear one.
All your
Okay.
old can have one.
They're not exclusive, so I mean, yeah, they're not exclusive. Exclusive means you can only have one, period, on you. Yeah, they're not.
Anyone got good bluff?
Yeah, I might. Just a minute. Gotta go.
'Cause if I remember
don't have
correctly,
any
we talked to the president lady, and bluff with like the straightest path there.
84.
Yeah, that should be
Alright, you're up.
sufficient.
Oh, 20 y'all. I don't have
This
any.
club is using
have
Soul
any
Split
subject skill.
Warforged as servants, though your contact doesn't know where the club obtained them. He suggests
I
that
have
you
some
search
rank
the
in it, but it's
administration
not
building
big.
in the
I've got
back
like
of the
10,
club.
so I've only got like a
Surely
47.
you'll find a
For a
written
heal
record
spellcrafted
there.
to have high enough.
You've learned that it was Chuffy Chuffton who knocked the club president into the garden fountain at the masked ball. This prime piece of club gossip can be used to your advantage. Chuffy opens the door. You can now make your way to the administration building through the garden.
Oh, there's a chest back
You've
here.
entered the administration building. Now, to
Oh,
search for the
Uncharted,
papers that
I was
show
all
where the
over
club
this
obtained the Soul
place.
Split Warforged they're using as servants.
Hunts. Can't forget those. Warforged Exterminator 5, 35
Baxter
DDO
notes your
points.
arrival with disdain. The administration building is reserved for club employees only. I'm afraid your disregard for club policies can no longer be tolerated. With that, the butler executes a crisp turn and attacks. You've caused a great deal of damage to club property, says Baxter
Yeah,
sadly.
I knew this one was
I
fast.
regret that you
Benji's
must
still good.
pay the price. Baxter
Always good to have.
falls, a searching look in his eyes. You suspect that his
that's
last
like an
moments were
artifact,
spent
right?
wondering who would clean up the mess you've created. You're now free to search for evidence regarding the
Sucks you need a
source of the
different
Soul
sentience
Split
toolkit
Warforged.
for every filigree you take out so you can swap it around.
No, I know. I'm
The
just
club
amused because
purchased their
every
servants from
every
something
quest now
called
I've gotten
Fathom Endeavors.
something.
Armed
Oh, you're
with
on a
this
roll
knowledge,
tonight, huh?
you can
Yeah.
start tracing the Soul Split Warforged back to their
They
source.
stepped into offshore accounts.
That's cool.
That's cool. We don't care.
Acid dip time.
No, acid dip starts at around R7, man.
Yeah, this one's not too bad a quest overall, anyway.
The only problem is if we run into a Vengeance Reaper, that'll be the only thing we'd notice the difference, really.
David Shelby's apartment is
Yeah.
up inside this tower.
That's why
He
I think
claims to have
Kaz,
information
that's why
about
Planky
Fathom
says there's no
Endeavors for
difference between
sale.
R1 and R4.
You've arrived
is
just
because you
outside
don't
of
get
David
any new
Shelby's
Reapers
home.
until then.
There's just one small hitch.
I
A
mean,
pair
that's
of goons
fair.
stand
I
guard
mean,
at the
in a
door,
way,
glaring in your direction.
I mean,
You
there are
hear
definitely.
grunts and snarls
I mean,
beyond
the
the
system
door
may
the
it may
thugs
feel
have been
that way.
guarding. The
I'm
thugs
just saying, like,
ransacked
there
this
are
apartment
mechanical
while leaving
changes,
all
like
the other
numerical
homes left untouched.
Oh yeah,
things
I
in
agree.
the
They
background
must have been
that
after something
may
specific.
or may not actually, cause an effect, but there are different.
Yeah, the main thing I don't like about Reaper is the fact you can completely
This
ignore it,
corpse
and
matches
it doesn't
the
really
description of
affect your
David
game.
Shelby, and yet there's no sign
So
of
it's like,
how he
what's the
died.
point?
Perhaps
I mean, you get
there's
those
a
minimal
clue inside
bonuses
his
for like the
apartment
cores and the
that
Reaper
points to
trees,
the information
but
he
if you're not
promised
running
you.
Reaper, you don't really need them. Well, I
You
do like the
learned
fact that
David had a
Reaper is
safe house
completely an
hidden
opt-in
in a
sort of
water
thing.
purification plant
You only do
down
it if
by
you
the
want
Sharn
to.
docks. David Shelby lies lifeless on his bed. Yet there's still a chance you can find the blackmail
Ooh, lots of
information he
Reapers.
promised you. You need to catch a sky coach, head down
Just
to
one?
the docks, and find
None.
his safe house.
Aw, he got him a little skull hat.
Kind of like a pumpkin head.
Call him Jack.
A single sky coach is docked nearby. Its pilot cowers before a group of lumbering thugs.
That's barbecue.
Gemma the Boulder drops in defeat.
They said it'd be a simple break-in.
She rasps.
There wasn't supposed to be a body.
You didn't get the
The
wedding
pilot agrees to bring you down to the docks. Just board his sky coach, and you'll be on your way.
Oh,
You
mean the ones that I'm
disembark the
working on
sky
now?
coach at the water purification facility.
There, now you
A
heard the
guard
lovely
at the door
sound of getting the
lazily
sack.
raises an arm to warn you off. You've convinced
Some
the
of
guard
them,
to open the gate.
Are apparently
Now
not
to
breakable
search
by
for
melee
David
attack.
Shelby's safe house. A giant crayfish stands near the open waterway.
Oh yeah, I forgot some
Oddly
breakables
enough,
run on that
it
kind
wears
of
a metal
nonsense.
helmet and holds a key in one of its pincers.
Green is the Star
As you
Trek
approach,
symbol, isn't it?
thoughts suddenly barge into your head. Huh. You don't look like
I
an
think it's Star Trek
exterminator.
symbol.
Maybe you can help me. The telepathic crayfish asks you for help. It seems an Otyug has taken up residence nearby, and it's determined to make the crayfish its next meal.
Yay, Jan, good. And we don't need the wheel for this next part because we go down through the side door. Bust them slimes, goo boy.
A lot of thumbs in them oozes.
You left me behind a little bit. I'm going in circles right now. Did you guys?
Here, I'm coming. I'm coming back.
Yeah, Kazi doesn't want to break his blade on these
Oh.
oozes.
Here. Nah, weapon durability is irrelevant to me. I have an enhancement that tells me so. It's out of Divine Crusader.
A rank odor assaults
Keep
you
going
even
this way.
before you open the gate. No doubt you found the Otyug's lair.
Where do you go? Can't see me.
You've reduced the Otyug to an oozing pile of flesh.
Oh, okay.
The crayfish scuttles over to the locked door, and you feel a tug in your mind as he beckons you telepathically.
There he comes, and there he go.
Alright, we get out here at this intersection.
You suddenly realize that the odd telepathic crayfish
Oh, we're gonna try the
holds
last one,
the
is we?
soul of your supposedly
Don't
dead
fail in that.
informant, David Shelby. As a final request, David gives you the key to his safe house and asks you to let him inside. A well-stocked, comfortably furnished room lies behind the locked door.
Ooh, I got a sentience
The
toolkit too.
crayfish
I like
crawls
that.
inside, clacking
Sorry if I
heavily.
stole your luck, Kazi.
You
I
once
got some nice
again
stuff
feel
don't take
the
off
telltale
just yet.
tug of telepathic influence.
It's
The
not
information you
curious
sought
implant.
flashes into your brain.
Dr. L's
Fathom
curious
Endeavors has a
implant.
secret
I guess
base
that's not
beneath
really
Sharn's
good.
harbor. This underwater base must be the source of all the soul splitters,
4 of them
and where
and
Fathom
5
is keeping the
quests.
stolen souls of the Warforged.
I'm using the Gilded Gloves of
It
Sanctity.
sounds like an adventure beneath the waves is next on the agenda.
Yeah, that's all of them. All the other people here have green check marks or blue check marks.
Right here.
It's a big Diplo. There, I threw a prayer for whoever's doing it. And touching my nose for nutted on being the Doris handler.
Now, does it help to have a song on you when you do that too? So you're looking for somebody with a Diplo. 105.
Yep,
What's
you do
my-
it.
No.
Yeah,
that's
105
song.
should be high enough. This is older content. It should be, it's older content. If we run into a bunch of water ellies, we'll know.
We don't have plank yet, do I?
The ship sways rhythmically as you enter the captain's cabin. It appears to be a normal Lyrandar warship, but you have it on good authority that the ship, and its House Lyrandar captain, somehow conceal Fathom's base. The soulless
Mean
warforged
mug for me,
nods
man.
mechanically.
Mean mug.
Doris could always handle herself, but you aren't sure how helpful she'll be without her soul and her wits about her. The captain
turn
gestures
faucet.
toward the cabin's washroom.
Yeah, it's open.
Pulling the lever hidden inside should reveal the entrance to Fathom's headquarters. Turning the faucet results in a creaking noise from out in the hallway. The water drains from the cabin's aquarium, and a glass panel slides down, revealing an elevator shaft leading down. You find yourself in a well-appointed lobby. As you exit the elevator, you hear
Come
an
on, you funky
authoritative
winker
voice.
bean of an
The
elevator.
illusion trills.
I feel like I'm the coyote
Attention,
jumping up and
Fathom
down to make it
personnel.
go.
The central laboratory is closed while I work on my newest creation. My assistant will handle any
Yeah, I hear you
complaints.
fine.
I shall not be disturbed.
Now what?
I
As you
stepped back
exit the
out and it let
lobby,
me in
alarm
where
sound
Planky
and
and
patrolling
both are,
Warforged
so just hit
guards
the
snap
door up
into
there.
action.
Intruder
should
detected
be
in
in.
Fathom headquarters. Sending security to apprehend the suspect.
You gotta like select the door and target. You
Lead on,
gotta
Nick,
like
close.
use the like Q or whatever you remap it to select the door and then you can interact with it. Like QE or whatever your combo is there, Mike.
Yeah. I think I'm.
I got out of the elevator, which was fine. But he is currently still in the elevator, I believe.
They had a dimension door.
Well, the lever was completely uninteractable. The only thing
Intruder
selectable
detected
and
in Fathom
interactable in there
headquarters.
Is the doorway.
Sending
Oh.
security to apprehend the suspect.
Yeah, what I did was I clicked up on the door and all of a sudden it just took me to where you two were.
Dr. Volcana's
yeah, so
assistant
if you
stands
can,
in the far corner of
you know,
this chamber,
activate the door,
examining an
you know,
inert
click on it,
warforged.
select it, QE it or whatever. You should just pop right out.
Yeah, I remapped all my keys.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remapped my interact and select object buttons too.
I don't think I've got an interact. I might have to set them up. Sorry, guys. You guys go ahead.
Hilke throws up his hands in surrender.
I mean,
Maybe now the
Wouldn't take
alchemist
me
will be
much
willing
to
share what he
recall and
knows
come
about
back.
Fathom's head
Well,
scientist.
if you,
Hilke
Reaper, you
tells
can't
you
come
that the
back in.
abandoned experiments wing
That's
has an
too bad.
underground elevator
if you
that
have
leads
dimension
into the
door,
central
that
laboratory.
should probably work.
However,
I don't
he warns you to
know
be
that
on
I-
your guard.
Just let me
twisted
check
inventor
here. It's been a while
uses the
since I
wing as his
played
personal
this guy.
playground.
Intruder
I've
detected
got
in Fathom
a dimension
headquarters.
door. Yeah.
Sending security to
Yeah,
apprehend
dimension
the
doors like
suspect.
evasion, where if you're in a class that can take it, you do take it.
Yeah, I know. And I've got some scrolls of it, but I just didn't take them on this guy. And then just hit the lever again, right?
While this room seems to be used for
Yeah.
storage now,
Or,
some remaining
yeah,
furniture
sounds about
suggests
right.
it might have been the main
Oh, that was the
reception
door
area for the
scroll. Never
facility.
mind.
A locked door
There I
at the
go.
back wall is labeled Abandoned
It should be down
Experiments
there
Wing.
now.
It's the third option.
Yeah. 02492. It's in the chat log. I don't think I've ever seen it be anything else either.
Just running by these iron guys, right?
Intruder detected in Fathom headquarters. Sending security to apprehend the suspect.
Up the stairs right now.
You find a cramped and barren room, furnished with only a bed and a desk.
Oh, I'm dead.
For once, it's not me on corpse duty.
Rats. Yeah. Should be. I'm right. I was standing right where I died.
It's R4, Planky. Show them how manly you are.
Intruder detected in Fathom headquarters. Sending security to apprehend
We cleared the
the
path
suspect.
up to the soul machine. I think we need to bring Doris in here.
Yeah.
I know, my voice is getting really foggy.
Well, I can gibbers and help you if you need it. Yes, okay.
It may sound like heresy, but I found sake very disappointing. It has this great yeasty smell, like it smells almost like baking, like bread dough. But then you taste it, tastes like almost nothing. It's a very subtle taste.
There, I got my dread set back on.
Intruder detected in Fathom headquarters. Sending security to apprehend the
The dang-
suspect.
Doris somehow ended up in here.
And suddenly Doris just teleports in.
Dora, Dora, Dora the Explorer has a face like an Angora.
There we go. Zero two. Yeah, don't open any of these doors by yourself.
Lucien Vaughn punished
Okay,
Isabel
we didn't
by
crash
using
on
her as
the
a test subject in an
talking to Isabel
experiment,
part, so we're
leaving her
good to go.
soul trapped inside this Vaunt device. Releasing her soul has given her a new body, but you doubt that the real Doris
Yeah,
will be
first time we
happy with
ran this, we
news.
crashed at that part just because.
Intruder detected in Fathom headquarters. Sending security to apprehend the suspect.
You walk in on a gruesome scene. An elf with
Is
an
this the way?
unsettling smile stretched across his lined face stands behind a modified Vaunt device, surrounded by the mangled bodies of his experiments. This man doesn't seem surprised to see you. This must be the one
Don't
they
let
call
the door hit you where the
Stitcher,
dog should have bit
the
you.
former head of Fathom Endeavors. The crazed inventor begins to weep as he
So I
concludes his
think
speech.
this is the first time they
And
ever
yet
used
he
the
remains
Manicore and
smiling as
DDO,
he
and they have it as a
Lots of
brain
reapers.
experiment.
and collapses before
Come on,
you.
Reapers.
The manticore doubles
Bring
over
more.
in pain. So this vessel has failed me. No matter, there are always more bodies. He cackles and triggers his device again. The last of the Stitcher's
Oh,
vessel
Yours
falls
seem
to
like
the
real
floor
wimps now.
as his soul is finally snuffed out. His face remains frozen in a macabre grin.
Sharn 3's been very generous.
Intruder detected in Fathom headquarters. Sending security to apprehend the suspect.
Look through it later.
You encounter a small nook where you can rest before riding the elevator up to
I
the
don't need
central
Shrine. Do you need
laboratory
Shrine flanking?
and whatever waits inside. Once you proceed to the central laboratory, you will be unable to leave until the quest completes. You step out of the elevator and into the central laboratory. You see a giant glass enclosure filled with the souls of countless soul-split warforged. A figure stands triumphantly atop the glass.
You arrive at last. What took you so long? I finished building your present ages ago.
Come, come, she continues. I'm so excited for you to meet my latest effort.
And to think those kind of fools abandoned her frame on the riverbed.
I think the code shows up over
Colossal
here once we
figure
beat her.
rises from the dirt.
I would like you to meet Eve.
The welder cackles.
Isn't she beautiful? I salvaged her and made her my perfect servant.
Where goes a bunch of dogs?
Volcana's voice reaches
Are they
you from
chili
her
dogs
perch
now?
high above.
They were. Now they're
Garage.
French fried
Do
dogs.
some playtime.
Packs of hounds and iron defenders stream in. The warforged
That's
titans
something I missed
movements
from Lent. I
grind
could
to a
go for a
halt.
chili dog right
The
now.
welder screeches in horror at the sight of her ruined masterpiece. The welder draws back, out of breath.
This fight is getting a bit unrefined. I think it's time to let my art speak for itself.
Okay, you're right.
The
Double
welder
blue,
cackles
then
as shield
blue, then
guardians
and
come to
yellow,
her
then
aid.
double yellow.
Dr. Volcana shudders as you land the killing blow. With a
So
last
star
mad laugh,
star
the
diamond is
artificer's
blue,
life
normal
drains
diamond is
away.
blue. Then the second one
With
is
the welder
star
and her
diamond
creation
stays
out of the
blue,
way,
regular
all that
diamond goes
remains
to
is
yellow, and
releasing
then the third one they're both
warforged
to yellow.
souls.
Let's see.
Okay, that side's done.
Let's see.
Okay, and now double yellow.
Oh, oh.
Screw that up.
You turn the last valve. The welder's voice echoes through the room.
Initializing mass soul extraction. All souls will be released from the repository.
Souls flash around you as they burst from their confinement and venture out in search of the bodies they once called
Yeah,
home.
and I think
A moment passes, and you hear a familiar
I
voice
think we
from a
go to
corner
double
of the
blue.
laboratory. Is that Doris? Her voice seems to be coming
and
from
then
an
back to
iron
yellow
defender.
again, I think.
Calling Doris unhappy with her current vessel would be an understatement. But Isabet's soul has nowhere
Yeah,
else
because
to
yellows put the soul in, blues
You'll
take the
have to
soul
find Doris's soul a better body to call home. And you think you know just the thing. The inert body of Eve roars to life, reinvigorated by Doris's soul.
out. Now,
Your warforged friend lets out a rumble of satisfaction. Now everyone is happy as can be, given the circumstances. The laboratory suddenly begins to quake, and its lights dim. The dead inventor's voice echoes through
that's the
the
most
lab.
lag I've seen in this
The
quest.
soul repository has been emptied. Without an adequate power
I like
source,
the dang
the
lever.
facility will power down.
The welder's message rouses Doris to action. She tells you to smash
never
everything
mind.
in the lab that you can.
That's why.
If Volcana's research isn't destroyed now, eventually someone will surely find another,
Hey, I got
even
one too.
worse use for it. There's a distant rumble, and suddenly the Lord of Blade shatters into the room. He and Doris continue their destructive
Implants
rampage
all around.
as the underwater lab begins to flood. It's time to get out of their way. You turn away from the High Priest. No matter
Yeah, they
what
were
he
very
claims,
generous.
you know in your heart that this time you've won. No more games.
What's
From
a
now
sin
on, you're coming for
soul?
the Aurum, and Calfan
Oh, it's a
Riak's
docent.
intrigues won't stand in your way.
Pretty standard run-of-the-mill crap, I guess. Dead
And
rat-
now that I'm
dead
out,
reaper.
it's safe to say it without jinxing it, it didn't crash on us once. Or soft lock on us once.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm terrible about remembering names too, Planky.
Oh, I got a Reaper point too. Yes. Well, this guy's got 10 now, so he's gonna be my, I think, my standard when I'm reincarnating the other dude. He lived through most of it, except when he got sidetracked.
Dodge cap doesn't do anything for you in the Reaper tree, does it? It's only your armor, right? Because
Well,
that's how it works.
it adds to your armor's dodge cap.
Okay, I took the last piece of dodge cap from the Reaper tree.
A lot of fun.
Oh yeah, so question, Planky, what raid do you want to do Saturday? If we want to try the new quest, it'd probably be one that's fairly straightforward.
Is there one that gives you that quiver of alacrity?
Oh, that one takes it's flagging to get to.
You gotta run all the heroic orchard quests. You gotta go through the blast hole 4 times, and then you're flagged for the raid, and that raid is one of the most mechanically oriented raids in the game.
Let's
It
not
is
worry about
insane.
that at this point. No.
Actually, Helper is flagged for it. Like, that's why I don't TR him, because he's actually flagged for it, so if we ever want to run it, he's there.
Well, my plan was once I get the past lives I wanted, I was going to take every single quest I could and be able to run all that stuff. And the way things are going, I'll have, in 2 weeks, I'll have 3 or 4 past lives out of the way.
Well, at some point we should take Mike to get the quiver.
But I'll make sure and do the orchard and get set up on my tune. I'm not going to change over very often.
Alright. So, yeah. Yeah, it's good to get figure out which character you want to take into it.
Actually, it's a Storm Singer, I think. He's pretty tough. I wish I would have taken more, cheapen up your spell type stuff, because I still run out of spell points. But I know I need to farm a legendary ring of spell storing, or epic, or whatever that is.
The Legendary Ring of Spell Storing is not hard. The Ring of Spell Storing is not hard because you can farm up the tokens for it. But
Right.
actually, it's harder to get the Mysterious Bauble these days.
Is it?
Well, yeah, it's a rare drop out in Shabarath. Cool. Actually, but if that monk's healing is as good as I saw it earlier, and between the artificer potion heals, we should be covered pretty good for heals. Like I said, when you know how the monk does the AoE and it's a fairly weak heal normally, that guy hit me so good I thought it was a legit heal spell, like I got hit with the heal scroll or something. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey,